Okay, today we're going to look at slope. So we're looking at our next even number page. And we're going to put slope as our title. September 30th, 2013 is our date. This you do not have to write. Alright, what are we learning today? We will learn and apply the formulas for slope. Turn this into your essential question, and it goes right under your title and date. Alright, so our do now, I want you to tell me the slope and the y-intercept for these two lines. So you're going to have a slope and a y-intercept for each one of these lines. Vocabulary: the slope is the rate of change, steepness, slant of a line. Parallel lines, the slopes are equal. Perpendicular lines, slopes are negative reciprocals, and you need to know that some lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular. They just intersect, but they do not necessarily have to intersect at a 90-degree angle. Write this down in your notebook. There's a pencil on the screen. Slope from a graph. We count the rise over run. If the line rises up from point to point, it is positive. If the line rises down from point to point, it is negative. If it runs right from point to point, it is positive. And if it runs left from point to point, it's negative. Let's look at some examples. I'm looking for rise over run. So rise is how much we move up or down. So I start at a point and I need to move up 1 to get to the next one. So I'm going up, so that's positive, and I'm going up 1. Then I have to run 1, 2. So running, I either go right or left. I went right, that's positive, and I went right 2. So my slope is 1/2. Okay, let's look at another one. We're going to do again rise over run. Rise is up or down. Run is right or left. These are our positive movements. These are our negative movements. So I start at a point and I move up 1, 2 to get in line with the other point. So I'm going up, that's positive. My rise is 2. Then I'm going to the left 1, 2. So the left is negative. So that becomes a negative 2. So negative 2 over 2 reduces to negative 1. So my slope is negative 1. Oops, went too far. The next one, this one, again, we're trying to find slope. Now the rise over run on this one doesn't really matter because it's a horizontal line, and we learned the other day that horizontal lines have 0 slopes. Same thing here. This is a vertical line. This is horizontal. This one is vertical. And we learned that vertical lines have an undefined slope. Slope from a table. Use stat on the calculator. We did these just the other day. We put stat edit, enter the data into the calculator. X, it goes in L1, Y goes in L2. Press stat calc. Then choose 4, press enter. Then you're going to read the information on the calculator screen and write down the equation that you get. Slope from 2 points. We have a formula, delta y over delta x. Delta, that's what this symbol means. It's a delta, and it means change. So that's our change in y's and our change in x's. So we take y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We can also graph the 2 points and use the graphing method, or put the 2 points in a table and use the table method. So we're going to look at one of those. Here's 2 points, negative 4, 7, negative 6, negative 4. So our formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we're going to label this as an x, and it's in the first ordered pair, so I'm going to call that x1. This is a y in the first ordered pair. Here's x2 and y2. Now I simply plug them into my formula. So y2 is negative 4 minus y1 is 7, over x2 is negative 6, minus x1 is negative 4. So negative 4 minus 7 is negative 11, and negative 6 minus a negative 4 is negative 2. So our slope reduces to negative and a negative become a positive, so we get 11 halves. So that's how we would do it using the slope formula. We can also plot these points. Here's negative 4, here's 7, so negative 4, 7. There's a point. And then we have negative 6, negative 4. Here's another point. So now to do it by the graphing method, I'm going to do rise over run. Remember, rise is up or down. Run is left or right. These are positive, these are negative. So I basically have a line drawn through here. Here's my line. So I'm going to have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I went up, which is positive, and I went up 11. Then I go right, 1, 2. Right is also positive, so 11 over 2. Notice these two numbers match, so it didn't matter which method we used. The other method we could use is to plot these 2 points in L1 and L2 under stat and get the equation.